I'm Amy the Bunny Lady, and this is my partner Elusive, Ellie for short. High five. Good job. And today we are going to talk about how to socialize with a rabbit who has never been socialized. That way, eventually, you and your bun will be able to have that special bond, just like me and Ellie, no matter how shy they are right now. If you're new to my channel, welcome. We give tips and tricks for how to make sure you have a happy and healthy bunny in your home. So if that's the kind of thing that you're interested in, then go ahead and hit that subscription button and the notification bell next to it so that you never miss any of our weekly videos. A lot of times when you adopt a rabbit from an animal shelter, they haven't really had the time to be socialized, or maybe the family that had them before didn't quite know much enough about rabbit care to know how to socialize them. So a lot of times that means that you're getting a rabbit who just is not used to human interaction. They might be very shy around people, or sometimes even a little bit aggressive. But don't worry, rabbits are naturally social animals, so if you give them time and patience, they will eventually come out of their shell and be able to have that special bond with you. Most of the time I try to work with these rabbits while they're in the shelter to try to socialize them and get them ready to go home and be happy with their new family. But not all animal shelters are able to have a lot of volunteers come in who are experienced with rabbits and know how to socialize them. There are a couple of guidelines to keep in mind before you get started on the 4 steps to socialize your rabbit. The first is to try to avoid picking your rabbit up as much as is possible. There may be an occasion where you have to pick them up, whether it be to get them into a carrier or possibly to clip their nails if their nails have gotten pretty long. But for the most part, you want to avoid having that be the way that you interact with your rabbit, because that can be very scary for most rabbits. Being held in someone's arms means that your rabbit has no way of escaping when something scary happens. And since they're prey animals, rabbits, their main form of defense is being able to run away. That is kind of sure to make your rabbit more nervous around you rather than more comfortable around you. The other thing that you want to do is make sure you stay quiet around your rabbit. You can still make some noises, of course, but you want to avoid any kind of loud noises. So if you're listening to anything on your phone or on your computer, then try to make sure you put headphones in for the time being until your rabbit starts to get more comfortable around you. And the other thing to make sure you keep in mind is to always make sure your rabbit has the choice to go away. This won't work if your rabbit feels like they have no choice but to interact with you. It needs to be of their own volition. That's how they will gain confidence, and that's how they will feel more comfortable around you and other people. So always give them a choice to go away. Never make them feel trapped. We're also going to use treats for all of this. So you want to make sure that you cut treats into small pieces so that you don't end up giving your rabbit too much. I have a video you can check out that goes over healthy treats for rabbits to make sure what you're giving them is actually okay for them to eat. But in general, what you want to think of is small pieces of fresh or dried fruit and vegetables. And that's going to be what you're using as treats. Step 1 is going to be simple positive reinforcement training. So basically what this is going to be is you want to get your rabbit to associate you with good things. So what you'll do is go up to a rabbit's enclosure or their hiding spot or wherever your rabbit is, and then leave a treat nearby. You want to make sure that your rabbit sees you leaving the treat and they don't think that it just magically appeared near them, because this way your rabbit will start to associate you with the treats. Depending on how scared your rabbit is to start with, I recommend staying in the room, sitting not right next to them, but maybe across the room, and waiting for your rabbit to come out and get the treat. That way they'll start to get used to coming out of hiding when there are still people in the room. If your rabbit is super scared and they're not even going to come out while you're in the room, then it's okay to start first with leaving a treat and then leaving the room, and then coming back later to make sure your rabbit's eaten the treat. And then after a couple days of doing it that way, then start staying in the room and try to encourage your rabbit to come out of hiding and get the treat while you're still there. So step 2 is to try to encourage your rabbit to approach you. So you What you will do is, instead of leaving treats kind of near where they are, you will put a treat in between the two of you. So sit a few feet away from your rabbit at least, and then leave a treat kind of in between you for your rabbit to get. Don't reach toward them if they start to approach you, just leave the treat there for now. And then once they start regularly coming near you to get the treat, then start putting one right next to you. And then get them to actually come up to you in order to get the treat. And then after they're more comfortable with that, start trying to hold the treat in your hand and getting them to actually eat the treat out of your hand. This will both get your rabbit to feel more comfortable coming up to you and coming like right up to you to get their treat, and will also get them used to seeing your hands as something that gives them good things, rather than something that's gonna like come grab and try to pick them up or something like that. Once your rabbit feels comfortable coming up to you and getting a treat from your hand, then you'll want to add petting them into the mix. Grooming between rabbits is a way that they are able to show affection for each other. So by petting your rabbit, you're essentially grooming them and trying to show affection for them. So the idea of petting your rabbit to bond with them and gain their trust is actually very important. So what you will want to do is, as you are giving them the treat in one hand, you'll go and give them a little pat on their head with the second hand. Now it's possible that at first, as soon as you try to reach that second hand towards them, that your rabbit will flinch away at first. So just pause where you are, keep your hand where it is, and wait till they come back for the treat, and then try again. Never go and chase after a rabbit. Always let them go away if they want to. But the idea is going to be, at first, to associate you touching them, just simply touching them on the top of their head with the getting the treat. So it's a reward for allowing you to touch them. Eventually, once they stop kind of flinching away once you go to pet them, you can start giving them little scritches on their head and behind their ears, because those are often the places where rabbits like to be pet the most. And you can first start with just like one scritch or two scritches, and then eventually, as they get used to it, start to give them a little bit more of a massage as you pet them. Now with step 4, in order to make sure that our rabbit is feeling comfortable with us, it's now our turn to approach our rabbit and go ahead and pet them when we approach them. The idea is to just go up to your rabbit and maybe kneel or sit next to them and then pet them. You still want to make sure that they have the choice to run away from you if they want to, and don't chase after them, because you want to show them that you're not a threat and that you just want to give them some pleasant petting, because most rabbits actually really do like to be pet. Every once in a while you'll find a rabbit that doesn't, but most rabbits actually really enjoy it and will love to settle down underneath it. But it's a way that you can show them affection, and that they will have to trust that you sitting down next to them is not going to end up leading to a scary situation. It's going to actually end up leading to a comfortable situation. If your rabbit is one of those that doesn't particularly like to be pet, then you can do this with a treat instead. Sit down next to them and then give them a treat. And that's just another way for them to associate you with good things and not bad things. And now that you have formed a basic bond with your rabbit and you're able to be together and not be afraid of each other, you're able to give each other affection, your rabbit trusts you and is not going to completely run away from you, you can work on other ways of bonding with your rabbit and deepening that relationship that you two have. In general, the way that you do this is just by simply spending time with them every day. Just sitting with them and either letting them get curious about you, petting them sometimes. One thing that I really love doing with my rabbit that has actually been really great for helping us bond together and become as close as we are is actually training. I have some videos that go over some tricks that I've taught my rabbit, so you can check those out if that's something you want to try. You can also check out some of my other videos that I have about working with shy bunnies and bonding with your rabbit to get more information about how to strengthen your relationship with your sweet bunny. Thank you so much for watching, and I do hope that we will see you next week.